Today we talk with the guys from Attack Mountain as they talk about their new game, FrogXBird. This is the Daddy Did It podcast.
I'm Brian Rodriguez.
I'm Joe Lorino.
And we're Attack Mountain. We're a Queens-based indie developer. And
awesome.
Yeah, we've been working on our current project, FrogXBird, for about 7 months now, I'd say.
Yeah, 7 weeks.
Yeah, since April.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's basically a combination of Joust and Smash Brothers. We were fans of both growing up. They're kind of from different generations, but we wanted to take a mechanic that hasn't been used in a while. And Joust is something that I don't think a lot of the younger gamers are familiar with.
Yeah, I noticed that you have like an old school 2D style to it.
Yeah.
A lot of pixels.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
really loving it.
We love them pixels, man.
So you purposely went with that direction for.
Yeah, most of the games that we do are all sprite-based currently.
Okay.
Mostly because of the generation of gaming that we come from. But Joust was the core of the gameplay. It wasn't necessarily what inspired the art style. We have 3 other games that we released back in December, and if you were to check them out, they are a similar pixel-based style. So, specifically because we're Steam developers, it makes it a little easier for accessibility, and it's just the 2 of us working on the game. So
Oh wow!
it's not like we have, we're not using.
Yeah, we don't have like a fleet of like animators or
Right.
Yeah.
3D artists or anything.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The game looks beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, it's awesome.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
But I guess, like we were saying, like Joust, most people recognize that gameplay if they're 35 or older, because a lot of us didn't have access to Atari 2600.
Yeah.
Joe and I, we've known each other since we were younger, so we used to play a lot of these old school games.
Since we were born.
Yeah. But it allowed us to like kind of hone in and crystallize this core gameplay, and then slap a coat of paint on it that like makes it child friendly and super stimulating and engaging for new players.
Yeah, kind of taking the Nintendo mentality for like the accessibility of it and making sure it's like the kind of game that, you know, is multi-generational. Anybody can sit down and play. We've had like groups of kids sit and play and have a blast. We've had parents against kids, you know.
I think that's one of the cooler parts. Is So recently we debuted it at Play NYC, which was New York's first game convention. It was actually a really big success for us because it was the first time not only did we see people play the game, but we saw what our core demographic was. Which, to our surprise, we've been shooting for people of our style with our sensibilities, which is not really the best way to go about it, we found out. The reality is
we learned that the hard way.
this game has pulled in parents over 35 and kids under 12 because it has this really high-paced, like loud, in-your-face attitude and style with the announcer and the applause. So that's where you kind of get this like Smash Brothers bloodline.
And it's all competition.
Yeah.
There's no co-op at all. Everybody is fighting everybody at every step, and it's just really fun to see, you know, friends turn to enemies and alliances get made between people. It's like, oh, go after player 1 because player 1's got more lives.
I saw you guys at the event here at YouTube, and 4 of our friends got together, and it was war, absolute war. Like I was saying before, my friend Josh was hiding in a corner of a certain level just so he can let the rest of us just like destroy each other, so he can easily pick us off.
It's a totally valid game, like, way to play the game.
And then you get those standoffs where there's only 2 players left, each one has 1 life, and you're just waiting for the first person to make a move. So in that you see, you know, again, the flapping the wings with a 1-button action game is really the only thing about it that's Joust, besides the fact that we're playing on birds. Otherwise, we figured out how to encapsulate small strategies of Smash Brothers play, like hiding in a tree, or like having these standoffs where you're like, oh, I got 1 life left, I'm not gonna move, you come to me. Like, I'll get you to self-destruct. It'll be usually a good strategy.
What type of ideas do you get when you actually see people playing a game and actually speak of strategies, come up with strategies that you're like, oh, I didn't think of that one. Because I remember when I was playing, the strategy I liked was that it was like kind of like an infinity, like to the side.
Yeah,
I'll jump to the left and I come back from the right and something like that. So, so when you see someone playing it and you see a strategy you're not familiar with, you're like, oh wow, that's pretty interesting.
Well, yours was the best example of that. That was literally the first time Well, we have a tree in one of our arenas that you can hide behind the leaves, and we never saw anyone actually hover behind the tree like you were.
Yeah.
And somebody would just pop up in the tree, and you would KO them immediately, and it was almost like you were feeding this tree.
Yeah.
The tree KOs. Yeah, it was, so that was actually really cool too.
Yeah.
So it's actually, that's kind of almost like an evolving process that as you spend more time with the game, you're actually going to see new ways of people playing it or their own type of strategies.
Yeah, exactly.
That might just come out of nowhere. You had no idea that was possible, even though you're the guys creating it.
Right. Well, that's the beauty of it, because there's kind of a two-pronged thing there. Because the first aspect is that we're so involved in it that we are thinking of it from these different perspectives than like a gamer is going to be thinking of.
Right.
We're thinking of like, how to make specific things function. How's this going to sound? How's that going to look? How are we going to design this level? But then one of the cool things about making games is that you kind of put all these tools in front of the player and you never really know exactly how they're going to react or interact. And I mean, that's something I think that's unique to like certain types of gameplay, like, the more casual mobile space. Like, they have fucking scientists that are like supposed to know exactly every single aspect of what every player's going to do at any given moment. But that's not really how the older generation of games was. It was really just about putting a set of tools that are fun in front of the player and letting them kind of go nuts with it.
Now they're like overthinking it now.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, it's all just pie charts.
It runs rampant, and it's mobile because it's capitalist-driven microtransactions.
Yeah.
And then it's also AAA, which is now Hollywood. It's gone the same way as the music
Yeah.
industry. So it's really tough to find like really core quality there or innovation. So that's the other reason why it's a lot of fun to make games, because again, we started with a base and we were like, how can we make this goofy? All right, let's just put a whole bunch of frogs on birds. Let's make it a crazy frog world. Let's give it a really easy name that people can remember, right? So it's FrogXBird, like it's collaborating, like it's some sort of hip hop or art project at Art Basel. You got a collaboration between the frogs and the birds. And they're specifically just battling each other for glory. And keeping it really baseline allows the players to then use their imagination. We have a lot of people. A lot of people asking like the characters. Is one guy stronger than another guy? Does one guy move faster than it? And the reasoning why we don't have these individual stats is to allow one freedom of our creation. We don't have to worry about balancing. I can make as many characters as I like. They can all be really fun and interesting.
So everything's cosmetic.
So it's all
the game would not be coming out in November if we had to balance these guys.
Right.
Sure.
But the other side of it is allowing the gamers, especially the kids, which again, like 15 and younger, these kids are going crazy and they love just the characters and identifying with the character and then letting their imagination run free with what this character actually is without us adding too much context.
Yeah, exactly.
So kind of leaving it open to interpretation while giving a nice base of stimulation and like goofiness.
And it also gives everybody, which I think is important for competitive games, an even playing field. Everybody has the same exact advantage. Like, there's no specific advantages that anyone's getting, because then it's like, if there was like one character that we balanced slightly wrong versus all the other ones, that's the one everybody would be using.
It's going to be like Dota. It'll be like Dota,
exactly.
or it'll be like...
And it'll be a huge Reddit post saying that one character is overpowered, and the developers need to do something about it.
Yeah, exactly. Throwing rocks through windows.
And in this day and age, with the internet's power, we have to have a little bit of foresight with how we deal with people that will be griefing us very strongly as the game's release, right? So it's much easier to let everybody be exactly the same, have a very similar gameplay experience, and then they're really building competition off each other's skill level. Now it's not about the characters at all. It's all about like, oh, like dad or my best friend, like you just beat me, and that was my fault. So if you make it the player's fault, they feel like they have to get better.
And then the personality shines through also.
Yeah,
like the personality of the individual gamer will shine through because everybody's got the same thing. Like, for example, the tree incident.
Which was nice. You're ninjaing. Like, we don't know that there's people like figuring out how to ninja gameplay, right?
Right, exactly.
That's pretty cool.
So, when's the game coming out, and how can people get it?
So the game comes out November 21st. That's our date right now.
Yeah.
If it's gonna move, I'm gonna just say this up front.
Yeah.
If it's gonna move by like a week, which
we gotta make the holiday season.
Yeah.
I would love to get it out before Thanksgiving. I mean,
the 21st is looking pretty good.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of moving pieces right now with marketing and trailers and getting the live streamers up and running, and then of course finishing the final arena in the last bits of art and programming to get the game modes up and running.
And we're still doing some last minute like VO recording that we need to get done for the announcer.
Yeah, the announcer's a big part of the game.
Yeah.
So we gotta make sure that we can get these pickup lines so we can get these last bits in.
Yeah.
What platforms?
It's going to be for PC for now.
Yeah, Steam.
I would say, yeah, and it's coming out on Steam. So, and our Steam page is up right now. So if you want to wishlist us, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Please do, if you feel like it.
Yeah, no, we have a gameplay video up there that's actually recorded from a previous event that we did.
It's from Play NYC, right?
Yeah. And you can go on there, you can wishlist it. We'll send you all the information on when it's coming out. But yeah, people have seemed pretty excited and engaged about it, so that's exciting for us, and we just want to like keep pumping as much content in as possible.
Yeah.
This first release is only going to have a little bit of content, the first bit, so it's 4 arenas, 4 game modes, and 6 playable characters. But after November, we'll have an extensive DLC line that'll be, I think, 3 or 4 more game modes, some more arenas, and then a bunch more characters just to let people.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty robust when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Well, we're excited.
Cool.
We can't wait to play this game.
Thanks so much.
I'm going to beat you, Lorenzo. I don't care what you think you're doing behind that little bush or tree you think got going on.
I mean, it was nice seeing you guys getting competitive the other night. It was really good.
I love it. I personally
You should watch us play Madden.
So in the CP chaos.
But thank you guys for coming on the show here.
No problem.
We wish you the best of luck, and we cannot wait for the game to come out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks so much, man. Thanks for
Check
having
us out. We're Attack Mountain on Twitter. We have the Steam page, so that's probably the best way for you to find the information on the game.
Yeah.
Great.
Yep.
Awesome.
Thanks so much, guys.
I was so